Loads of people. Hi.
Whatever.
God.
Hello, everyone.
You're a monster.
I hate you. I
So-
hate you. I hate
We
you.
came in a touch early because I wanted to point out what we're doing. So we are playing the game that I designed a little while ago that we just actually put out into the world. Do you know what I was about to say? Curse
No.
captions.
No.
We're not playing that. We are playing Adventures of the Takeaway Delivery Drivers, in which, let me read my spiel here on the thing. Your delivery drivers on the hustle every day, on mopeds, in cars, or on bikes, who need to fight monsters in order to deliver food on time. You fail if you don't deliver your takeaway on time, or there's none left, or, you die. So you'll notice that my lovely friends seem somewhat distracted, and that's because the first thing that we have to do is create your driver. And one of the first things is obviously to decide a name or, like a type of restaurant that you're going to be delivering from. Millie is going to be exceptional at deciding the name of that restaurant because she is the namer. But you also have to draw the logo on the front of your menu, and there is a handy space on the PDF leaflets for that. And so they are currently on Paint, drawing
Sam
their
wouldn't let us
logos. No graphics
Wasn't allowed
tablets.
to use a graphics tablet.
pens.
I would like to state that none of this represents my artistic talent.
It should look
I-
like a rotten potato by the end. That's the plan.
Yeah, I'd like to also use that caveat that Susie is using.
I would like to say that if I could make this with my hands, it would be much better.
Oh god.
But as I can't,
Oh.
This is not
I've had to work with
representative.
what I've got.
Not representative of my ability to design logos. Just want to point that out.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is a masterpiece. I've come all the way around from this is a disaster to a masterpiece.
Glad
That
you're
makes
happy.
one of us at least, Susie.
I'm just going with that. Fuck it.
Nice.
I'm nearly there.
Please post them in High Garden spam for me, and whilst we're
Okay.
talking preamble and vibing, I'll try and put them up on the overlay.
All right, I got it.
Hey folks, welcome in. We started really casual
It's
today.
tiny.
It's tiny. That's fine. It's gonna
so
be.
small.
It's fine. It's gonna be like on a small screen. Hello, Trobio, Kira. Right, hang on. Am I getting them?
Hang on, let me
I am
no,
getting them.
let me
Really
try
good.
again. Let me try again.
That is super small. Like
Right, hang on. I got it.
super small.
No, just
I-
enlarge it so it gets pixelated, please.
There you go.
Ah,
It's
look
a
at him.
masterpiece. That is the
That's
best I've
really
seen so
good.
far.
That's genuinely better than some takeaway menu logos I've seen.
I think what really sold it was the
Yeah.
little
You'll
thumb.
see in a minute, chums. But how is everyone doing? How are you all doing? V's to my right. V, you're still going, are you?
Yeah, I'm still going. It's okay. I'm just figuring out how paint works because
Whatever you do,
I
don't
haven't.
save it as unknown PNG because that's what Susie gave me, and it'll overwrite Susie's if you do that.
Oops.
Uh,
Professional. I've handed
How to
over
use
files
this.
before. I know how to do this.
would anyone like to fill us in with your statuses? How are you all, Susie? You're done. You're done with
Yeah,
little
I'm
pizza
good.
boy.
I'm good. I cleaned out my computer's keyboard today and my mouse. I don't want to speak about the horrors that I witnessed, but this is a reminder. If you haven't done that in a while, you probably should, because ooh,
I haven't, so I feel like I probably should.
yeah, you probably should. It was grim, but it had to be done. So
Oh, do you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have a show and tell. I'm gonna enlarge your logo, put it over the
no.
thing.
oh god.
Susie, this is Susie's, everyone. So this is the Pizza Boy. What's the name of your restaurant?
Pizza Piper No, fuck. Peter Piper's pickled. Peter Piper's pickled pizzas. There you go.
Not Pizza Piper.
Pizza Piper's pickled pizzas. There you go.
Pizza Piper.
I don't know what's going on
pickled
with my
pizzas.
camera either.
No, bit weird, huh?
In my head, I did that way smoother. So just pretend that I got that the first time. Thanks.
Just
Nice.
edit it.
We'll,
Do it for
we'll fix
post,
it in
yeah.
post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For the
That's
pod,
fine.
yeah.
Cool. That's you. Let's pop you over there then.
I was gonna do something about poutine, but then poutine looks very bad, and I can't draw poutine, so I've got pizza.
That's fair. I gotta say, I'm loving this and the artistry of dough.
I think you find it's pronounced dough.
Dough. Oh no, it's gonna be a really posh pizza, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Artisanal sourdough.
Yeah.
Okay, mine's in there. I've done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want a regular tomato base? Are you poor?
Oh. Okay.
That's
Wait.
what happens when I'm challenged to be artistic and can find nothing to work with in my brain.
B,
Let the
I
font
don't
do
know
it. Let the font.
what you're worried about. You also have given me, though, unknown PNG. Congratulations.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
sorry. My brain immediately, I heard what you said and I noted it, and my brain immediately forgot it.
All right.
Um,
I'm putting
That
it.
one's inspired by my tattoo.
Nice.
I
You
would
can-
genuinely buy food from there.
You can
Yeah,
see.
me too.
Yeah, you can see here, Cult of the Nuggy. An homage to chat, I presume.
Yeah, I think they'd be mad if I didn't.
Very
I'd be
nice.
betraying myself.
I have to layer this below the hand because otherwise I'm going to get sad. The hand was very fun to put there just above you. Wait, no, why didn't that work? Where is the hand? Oh no, the hand's on the overlay. Oh god. Okay, you can go here. That's fine. There we go. So yours is the cult of the nuggy,
Cult of the Nuggy. Yeah,
and you just serve nuggies.
just nuggies.
Do you
Just
serve a
various-
variety of nuggies?
It's like a variety of nuggies, like some
Not
flavored
even any
batters,
chips
a
with the
selection of.
nuggies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
can
can-
we
you
get
can have
sides?
You can have chips and a various selection of sacred sauces.
Sacred sauces.
Sacred sauces.
It's like Colonel Sanders' secret recipe.
Do they
Yeah,
all have great names? Please name some sauces.
it's just like, you have the secret sauces and sacrilegious sauces. Those are your two types.
Oh, is
Spicy.
one on the secret
Curry
menu?
is-
Like some places have secret menus. Does Cult of the Nugget have a secret menu?
It might do.
Oh,
All right. So we've got weird cult-like nugget seller. Posh pizza restaurant.
Yeah, delivery is beneath us, but COVID.
Yeah. And pickled pizzas piped hot to your
mine's
mouth.
mine's like one of those really shit pizza places where you can get a 14-inch for like £6, and you're gonna feel horrible the next
Fucking
day.
best.
You know you're
though.
getting food poisoning.
Do you know where I think my tummy thing all started? Was the 20-inch pizzas I used to get from like 5 doors down from where I was living in Greenwich. That was a joy.
Ooh.
And
Is it one of those places that has more than one speciality as well? Because they always scare me.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
like, we do pizza, but also Chinese.
yeah,
Sounds like the place I
Oh,
used to
no.
get takeaway from once a week, where you could just be like, yes, this meal deal is 2 large kebabs, 2 small pizzas, a selection of chips, a drink
Meal
that's
deal.
probably been in the back of the fridge for the last 8 months, and a selection of sauces, which we're going to say are mayonnaise, but it's really questionable about what kind of sauce this is.
I love those
Just a bit watery.
places where you don't ever want to look at their food and hygiene safety certificate, because
2
it's
stars.
like 1.
and they're proud.
Yeah. But that's the best stuff.
It is. It's the best
The
stuff.
rat droppings add flavour.
Mm.
The hospital worker in me hurts. Hurts.
Yum. All right. So it's a 1-page Rupiger, so I'm going to read the 1 page, and then that will be all of the rules. So don't worry about it. It's really easy. You roll some d6. When you're asked to roll, you roll a number of d6 equal to the stat that you're using. The stats are strength, speed, and squeeze. And they will relate to the vehicle that you're using to get around. If you get a score that equals or beats the difficulty, then congrats. If you don't, then boo. And the kind of how far like above or below that you are kind of is a basic measure of how amazing or spectacularly awful you performed. The difficulties are decided by me from easy, which is a 6, to an 11 or a 16, which is challenging or extraordinary. I don't have to roll anything, which is great. My monsters will have like easy things, challenging things, or extraordinary things that you'll have to avoid or battle or whatever. If you ever find that you are having to roll off against one of your competition, one of the drivers that are in a competing restaurant, then each person rolls their d6 and best score wins. Getting hurt, there is a little sliding scale of hurt. You are healthy to begin with, and then if you don't dodge an attack, or if you like fail and it hurts for some reason, then you go down to hit, and then to beat up, and then to wounded, and then unfortunately to dead. You don't have to worry about being hit, but if you're beat up or wounded, you roll fewer dice, so just watch out for that as well. But you can heal yourself. You can heal yourself by eating the very takeaway that you are meant to be delivering. So for every item that I order on the menu, you are allowed to heal up one of those conditions, like from beat up to hit, for example. Obviously, your customers aren't going to be that happy about that, so you're going to have to explain maybe why there's half poutine in the bag and not a full one, or whatever it is. Obviously trying to explain that you were chased by supernatural monsters and that the Earth's going to shit. They might not care. And then I make the monsters, so I know what kind of monsters we're doing. We're doing a thing. You have drawn your restaurants, so I would like to know, Millie, what vehicle would you like to use? So what vehicle do you think would be most appropriate for Doe?
Doe. I think they go for like full on bicycle, but like one of those retro resprayed basket on the front. Like it's the bougiest bicycle you've ever seen.
I know those bicycles. I used to see them deliver exactly this type of pizza around Greenwich. Very familiar with what you're talking about. Yeah, painted the color of the restaurant. Got a little box on the back or the front, I guess. Yeah. Little basket on the front.
Yeah, the basket isn't even a normal bike basket. It's like a French bread basket with like cornucopia of fucking decorations.
And obviously you need to be this delivery driver. So like, who are you? Why are you working for them? What's in it for you? You know.
My name's Mandy, and I'm doing it because my uncle runs the company because no one else will employ me.
Runs the company as in like it's a franchise and he runs the fucking company.
Yeah.
And so you're tucked away as a delivery driver.
Posh. Yeah.
Okay.
I've got to pretend to be posh, but I'm not.
So it's not like a proper mum and pop kind of little single takeaway. Like there's a little franchise going on.
Yeah, it's a wanky franchise that's come out of somewhere dreadful.
Nice. Okay, cool. And Susie, what vehicle do you want to use?
I think motorbike, but can we flavor it as like a really shitty Vespa?
100%. Yeah.
Cool. Because I think the vibe for Pizza Piper's Pickled Pizzas is that it's a mom and pop sort of thing. And it's maybe like 3 generations removed, but her dad's convinced that they're actually Italian. So she's called Giovanna, even though she's from fucking like Scunthorpe. And she has to work for it in her dad's shop, like, you know how it is, Sam.
Yeah, I do actually do. Nice. All right. You're talking to someone who at 14 spent 3 months working in a fish and chip shop.
Ooh,
It was fun. I have now.
stories.
Well, I mean, there was a coat that you couldn't get the smell out of, so I just had to bin it. Just smells.
Grease.
Just smells of
seeps into
grease. Just
Everything.
smells of grease.
Everything.
Yeah. V, what vehicle do you want to use?
I'm also going to go for motorbike.
All right.
Because I feel like in this I'm just playing myself if freelancing goes really, really bad.
Okay, so you're whoever you are. Maybe pick a different name, and freelancing is not going great. So this is a side
freelancing
gig.
is not going great. So I'm so bad with names. Millie, you're good with names. Name me. What is alternate me called?
Let me have a look. Is this a family business?
No, it's just like it's a shitty little side job that some poor freelancers picked up because they haven't got any work because COVID shit.
But the restaurant itself, is it like
Restaurant itself?
Is it
It's
like a
one
big
of those-
franchise thing? Is it like it's run by the fucking Illuminati, right? We're just putting it out there now.
It's not a franchise. It's one of those kind of. It's a really, really hipstery place. Is probably what it is because that's a good cover,
Okay.
right? Because like
okay.
everyone's chill and it's all hip,
Yeah, it's
but
really
like
ironic,
real
yeah.
shady.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah,
ironic.
look,
Okay, in that
actually.
case, your real name is Sarah, but you have to go by Anastasia while you're working.
There we go. Yeah,
That's
what we
very
got.
good. That's very good. Oh my god. Yeah, none of you probably know it, but this is in my head now in Greenwich, 100%. Because these places, because it's a bit of a tourist trap too. If you get into the center of Greenwich, like there are these fucking places. There's like like fucking Costas and like Pizza Express, pizza type things next to like local artisanal bread maker and like mom and pop kind of take up kind of places. So it's bizarre. So that's the vibe we're going for. There's a nice like seafront, but there's a big mix here of like local places and chain places that cater to like tourists and stuff like that. But your work isn't really with the passing trade and the tourists that pop by and pop by for pizzas or whatever after they've had a kind of long day looking around like museums and shops and local kind of little landmarks and stuff. You're oh god, where did Susie go? Your business is with locals who live in the area. So you have a fairly large catchment area as you all have to get out to them rather than to cater for the tourists that walk by. So I need to place an order basically. So I'm gonna start with Cult of the Nuggies. Being already hipster, I would imagine they order on an app, right?
I feel like it'd
They
be phone
only
call, 'cause if
order on
we've
the
got
phone.
only on the phone. There's no app for it. You can't like Uber Eats it. It's not on Just Eat because it's like they've got their own little phone system and
All right. Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
that.
Okay. So all right. Okay, hang on. Posh wanker voice coming up.
Oh no.
Posh hipster wanker voice. Oh god, cat, careful. Oh yeah, is this Cult of the Nuggies?
It is. How can we serve you today?
Yeah. So what's your special for today?
Special for today is the classic nuggies, along with the trio of sacrilegious sauces, as well as the trio of sacred sauces, and that comes in a 30 share box.
Yeah, I'll take 2 of those. And can we have some of the katsu nuggies as well?
Yes, of course you can. Would you like that in a box of 10, 20, or 30?
You still doing the 6s?
Not anymore, I'm afraid. Demand is just so high for the big share boxes. You get more for your money.
Beatrice, they're only doing the 10s. 10s, yeah. Okay, yeah. 10. And yeah, I'd obviously like some sweet potato fries with that. Yeah.
Would you like that with or without the rosemary garlic salt?
Oh yeah, rosemary garlic salt. Yeah, yeah.
Was there anything else for you?
No, we're good, thanks. And they like give you their address, and
Yeah.
it's some fucking digs somewhere, like it's uni digs, privately rented, not rather than halls, but like a little uni flat somewhere up some fucking steps above a shop or something. Okay. For Doe, is this like a little app thing, or is this like a phone thing?
No, I think it would be on the phone again, and
God, you just want doing stupid voices.
but this is like a website that has been set up hastily because they didn't used to do online ordering. So the website is just shockingly bad and very minimalist, and you have to search for about 20 minutes just to find the phone number.
Okay, so an order comes through. Looks like a bit of a family situation. There is a side of whatever kind of chicken tendies that you do. Probably like some like chicken goujons in like smoked breadcrumbs with,
Oh God.
I don't know,
Yeah.
thyme and rosemary. Like you make the fucking breadcrumbs and all that shit, right?
Hand rolled.
Hand-rolled chicken goujons, number one. I should probably be writing this down. You need to be writing this down.
Okie
So
dokie.
these are your health points. These are your like healing things. Yeah, there's definitely one of those for a kid. There's a like what? Hang on, what's large? Like 16-inch. That's pretty big, right? Like family-sized. Classic pepperoni.
Oh, I think you probably mean the charcuterie. Yeah.
They've done, they picked that, and then in the comments have just put like pepperoni, please. So this totally comes through, and you get the vibe immediately. It looks like someone who doesn't really get the menu or understand it just wants some fucking pizza for like their kids or something, or their family. So yeah, it's like it was that, and it was like closest to pepperoni, please. And then there's got to be some wanky bullshit version of like garlic bread, right? There's got to be some.
Oh yeah, it'd be like truffle and courgette rolled.
You know,
Homemade ciabatta kind of thing.
Well, you know the grissini sticks that old Italian nanas roll, where the Italian bread sticks, but they're actually like really thin, and then they get properly like rolled by hand. I reckon it's like that, but so like really thin garlic bread that's just like rolled into like a fucking straw or something.
Oh yes, yeah.
Right.
Truffle and goat's cheese straws.
Yes, that okay.
Jesus.
That's the third thing. And we need a fourth thing. Is there? There's got to be some gelato, right? Or like a dessert.
Oh God. Oh, that'd be dreadful.
It's just gonna fucking melt.
Fuck.
It's gonna be like Sicilian lemon with something.
Lemon and
like...
sea salt, like shit that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like if you saw it in a crisp flavor, you'd just be like, no, but I want to try it.
Yeah. Proper creamy ice cream, lemon and sea salt or something.
Hey, Goth Susie.
Susie,
I don't know what just happened.
why are you now just grey?
I don't know. My webcam is like on one, and I don't know what is happening.
This is great.
Can I? Oh God. I don't know.
Wait, someone play the Girl from Ipanema.
I want to start singing the Black Parade.
If I
Susie.
turn my camera off, will it script the overlay?
You were the last person to do that, so I don't think it will.
Yes.
You're on my
okay, let
bottom
me
right, so I think it's okay.
Is it appropriate to start singing the Black Parade if Susie still comes back in black and white? Because that's all that's reminding me of is that
Yeah.
opening shot in the video.
Black and white. Can just continue with my voice. It's fine. Everything's okay.
Everything is okay.
I am in the water.
I hot.
Well, it's come down to you now, mate. We're on your. We're
Okay,
on
so
pizza Piper's pickled pizzas.
yeah, I mean they don't sell pickled pizzas, but it's just her dad thought it was funny.
Is that not the special? Pickles on pizza.
Oh,
No
yeah,
one buys
pickles
it.
on pizza.
No one fucking
No,
buys it.
yeah, 100%. But yeah, they have one of those like really awful websites that are like fluorescent green with bright red text, and you know the ones, right? That are set up. Yeah, and it's so hard to read, but it works.
Yeah, fair. I'm gonna actually turn your.
It's got little like gifs of pizzas like spinning around and stuff.
It looks like it's been built on GeoCities in like 1997.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GeoCities from 20 years ago.
Amazing. There is only one group that order the pickled pizzas, and it's another group of students, but they're much cooler and play tabletop games. And as a regular, their order comes through. Their regular order is one of the pickled pizzas.
Excellent.
Oh God! Oh, Mark, why did I think that? You stuff the crust with pickles.
Oh yes.
There's extra pickles on this order, Sam, as a pickle person.
Yeah. So you mandolin slice really, really, really thin the pickles, and you just kind of roll them up into the crust.
Here for it.
And then it's like extra pickles on a cheese, and you used fucking cheddar cheese because that's kind of restaurant on the fucking pizzas. And you got one of those conveyor belts that literally does it in like 10 minutes. Or 5 or whatever the fuck it is. What else do you serve besides the pizzas? I reckon there's one pickle, and I reckon there's one veggie.
Yeah.
Veggie delight, veggie, and there's pickles on that too, because fuck it.
Yeah. There is 100% like miscellaneous burger. We do burgers.
Yes, quarter pounder,
classic quarter pounder. Because the place is in quotes Italian, there's also like lasagna.
Comes in one of those really shitty, like kind of clear, questionably scratched up takeaway boxes, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's where it's clearly just been put in a microwave.
Is there a lasagna pizza?
Yes. I've actually had a bolognese pizza, which was pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Bolognese base.
Some pizza pie style. So it's like it's as deep as a lasagna, but it's like a big slice of pizza pie. But lasagna pizza pie, that's what I'm...
There's an order for a portion of that. They come in like squares.
Okay.
Like you used to get square pizza at school.
Yes. So there's the lasagna pizza.
Yeah. So that was the third thing, I think, right? And then there is there's really soggy wedges that you get just all the time.
Yes.
They've got that coating on them that you think should be crispy, but it never is.
It just looks
Yeah.
So they put it on afterwards because they've realised they're soggy and it doesn't really stick and it gets everywhere.
It's like that curly fry seasoning.
They're like a quid, so
Oh, fuck it. There's 2. You can have a bonus one. There's 2 of them. There you go. Fucking hell.
Yeah. All right, that's 5 things.
All right. That's a bit much.
I would eat this order. I'm not ashamed.
No, I would too.
When you come over, we're now gonna have to make fucking pickled pizza.
I'm down.
Oh. Right. Okay. So you each depart your takeaway restaurant. You have to wrestle with the mix of locals coming and going from a comedy club down the street to the dating couples that come here for a romantic river walk, and also the tourists that are still out here in the early evening, just making the last of the sun as they walk by the piers and stuff. out of the cult of the Nuggies on the seafront, the only way out of here is down like a even just a little. It's like a little alleyway kind of walkway thing. It's not even a full alleyway. It's just like a little kind of passage for pedestrians. But somehow you have to get your motorbike down here every frickin' day. So tell us a bit about the bike and how you get past people.
It is a little CBR 125 with the L plate still on because Sarah, cough Anastasia, never bothered to get her full license. She just went with the CBT. But it's a small little sports style bike, so it's pretty thin. So getting it through the alleyway isn't the worst when people move out of the way, but like most pedestrians in the views of motorcyclists, they just don't pay any attention to you, and then you have to scare them by revving the engine to make them jump and move out of the way. That's like her daily routine. She gets on there, she warms the bike up, she puts the order in the back on the little cheap heated bag thing that she's got that Cult of the Nuggie have supplied her with that looks way too big on this tiny little motorcycle.
Yeah.
And she gets on the bike, and there's one of those couples who's taken the river walk that are now passing through here to get into kind of town closer, who are just like not paying attention. They're on their phone trying to Google Maps something, and she just waits and gets fed up and then revs the bike really loudly till they jump.
All right.
Laughs inside her helmet and tries to get the bike out.
Well, I want to see if you do what a friend of mine's mum did or someone did, and accidentally move rather than rev. So I want to see if you do this. So
I've totally never done that in real life.
So
Yes.
I want to see if this is. Hang on a second. This is strength, I think.
Okay, so I'm rolling 3d6.
Yeah.
10.
Lovely. Yeah, and you do. That was going to be an easy roll. So you easily scare this couple to move out of the way, and they do have to kind of move right up against the railings a little bit for you to get past, and they kind of mutter under their breath as you go past. But now you've just got the tourists in the little courtyard here to like contend with now, as they're like tourists are wont to do, just bump into things and walk around with not actually paying attention to their kind of spatial awareness, just kind of eyes around and like up and looking and stuff like that, or looking down at maps or anything like that. So I'm gonna need a squeeze from you.
Okay, she
reckon.
flips her, like she's got like a flip up helmet, and she flips it up so she can see even better. And you do that thing that you do with a motorcycle where you're kind of going along, but you've got one foot on the floor as you're kind of slowly like just waiting to have to brake really hard. Let's see. I remember how Roll20 works. 18.
Nice. So yeah, you kind of swerve around, skim around these people and their families, and stop abruptly, I reckon, probably, before a little kid runs across your path. Something like that. Little kid with glasses. Also like a little Chinese kid here on holiday, or maybe Japanese kid, and they point up and they say something to their parents, and it just takes you your attention just for a second, and they're not pointing like at anything that's around here immediately. They're like, it's not like, look at that church tower, or what's that thing, or they're pointing up right up into the sky. So you take a little look, but all you kind of see for that second is almost like a little kind of shooting star something, but it's got kind of like a little blue trail, a little blue tint to it as it just streaks across and then just kind of zips out from your vision.
Yeah, I think she watches it for a second, and then there's probably like a beep on her phone that gives her the traffic update that's kind of like in a holder on her handlebars, and she doesn't think really much of it, puts the helmet down and gets to the road and goes off to deliver the nuggies.
Nice. Millie, out of Do, you go. How is this set up, do you think, for them? their little bicycle? Where would they be? Where would they be? Like on the kind of, would it be more like the market, the kind of high street bit, on the kind of seafront bit?
Wherever is most expensive and where there's like a high turnover of businesses starting up, lasting for a couple of months and then fucking off again.
Yeah. So you're starting this order just as the market is packing up from like an antique day. So this is one of the most expensive places, like in the little kind of town. They call themselves a town, even though they're like in the middle of the city. That often has a mix. Obviously, the tourists kind of come by, but really, it's weird because there's like an arts and crafts weekly. There's like a vintage and antique day kind of weekly, so it's a big mix of different stuff. But people are starting to pack up like different antiques. A couple of vans have managed to back in through the kind of larger entrance and exit way that leads out onto the road. That's where you've got to get down to actually get through there. But there are a couple of kind of older, grumpier male antique dealers who are kind of, having a bit of a slagging match about some undercutting that they're doing to each other, probably, on your way out. How do you want to deal with that?
I think to start with, because I'd just be wheeling the bike to start with. They're very keen on when I'm flying the colors, and there would be like a logo along the bike and on the basket and stuff like sprayed onto the wicker. So when I'm riding the bike and representing the company, I have to be very proper. So there'd be a lot of excusez-moi, and if they're not listening, just go fuck off.
And I like to think you ring the bell as well. That would be a nice
it's very
thing.
prim. It's one of those like ring.
Yeah. All right. Roll me strength for this one.
Okie dokie. So hit 13.
13's good. So that was easy. As they kind of arguing, shouting at each other as you then squeeze down one side of the little kind of Luton van that has been parked up, and its big box back is taking up most of the space of this like little kind of alleyway thing. There's a tiny little kind of like old-fashioned, I guess, or maybe servants or workers thing that is like just enough to fit a person and a bike down, that you kind of skirt down to the right rather than going onto the road first of all. And then you come out of that and onto the kind of one-way system that goes round the market. And then kind of breathing a little bit of fresh air for just a second, and without much traffic, there's a few tourists, kind of trying to catch a coach that's just pulled up. But kind of up, you in the kind of twilight of the evening, you also notice a blue streak, one that's quite bright actually, kind of skirt across the sky down towards the park, before it kind of blips out in its kind of little blue aquamarine tone.
I think that would make me cycle a little bit faster, because I'd want to get back and have a look if there's going to be a meteor shower or something.
Nice, yeah. All right. Well, so you've got this. So as you get onto the street, this bus driver is going to be a bit of a dickhead and not really look. Probably the end of the day, is just trying to get these tourists back to whatever fucking hotel they're in, and actually further into the city. And so as you've been nice and safe, you've tried to pull out and give yourself enough distance and kind of enough time for them to see you, but this bus just starts pulling out kind of almost in front of you as you're kind of coming up alongside it. So how would you like to handle that? We've got squeeze, we've got speed, we've got strength, depending on like how the bike wants to handle it.
I'd take that as a personal affront, and I would speed up as much as possible to just like squeeze down the side of him and slam my fist against the driver's side door.
Yeah.
As I'm passing.
All right. Yeah. Roll me those 4d6. This is gonna be challenging 11.
11.
Oh, only just. So as okay, so this, because it's just on the nose, this is it, I think. So as he pulls out, you speed up, you pedal as quick as you can just to get up to the cabin, or like the, you know, the window, so you can bash on it. And like they're still pulling out a little bit further, and they're taking up now the whole road. They're actually merging onto just about the central line. As another car comes round the corner and almost takes you out, was just as you swerve, and actually your elbow is the thing that jams into the window, and then because he's got his like window kind of half down, starts kind of yelling at you, and then that gives you an opportunity to just like bang on the window and give him what for.
A stream of heavily accented fake French. Just it makes no sense, but he won't know that. I can mean as rude as I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, just screaming at him as I go past.
Nice. And Susie, I would imagine that the Pickle Pizza's place is on that kind of more like that main road kind of thing, around the outside of the market, that gets a fair bit of the kind of tourist footfall, and also is kind of where a lot of the kind of takeaways and stuff are. It's not as posh as the market, and it's not as tucked away as the Cult
It's
of
got the
Nuggets.
number on the front in Comic Sans.
Exactly. Yeah. And so you've got the main road to contend with, off your little Vespa, and it's quite a busy little one. So merging into traffic is going to be a challenge. How would you like to approach it? In your
So I
stance?
I think we're gonna go for a squeeze. I think Geo is well practiced at having to deal with tourist traffic and busy traffic being on the main road. So she channels her inner Italian, which her dad assures her that she has, and she tries to zip around like she's in Rome on the little Vespa between everything, weaving.
Nice. Yeah. All right. This will be an easy 6. So roll those dice.
12.
Nice. So yeah, you nip in between two cars. It seemed to speed up like just the right amount, just kind of nip in almost as if you're coming out of like a pit lane or something, onto the road, and just manage to get your way kind of into traffic. There's a bit of weaving and a bit of filtering as you need to filter through some of the cars, because as the traffic heads out down towards the park, you see that there is a like a bit of a, not a blockage, there's a bit of traffic as this congestion starts to pile up and cars start to stop, or the brake lights start to go on, and so you're having to filter down the road just past all of the cars and the doors, as there's kind of irate van drivers to annoyed commuters, and all that kind of stuff. But you, as you're driving up in the kind of middle of the road, just filtering through the cars, you do see out the corner of your eye one of these little like meteor-y type little blue streaks of light across the sky. There's one little one that you kind of notice first of all, and then you look up and just hoping maybe as you're kind of going very slowly down this road that you'll see like another one, and after a couple of seconds you're very lucky to do so. You see another little one, and it's like a proper kind of blue, like this plaster kind of blue, a bit luminescent, as it kind of just streaks across the sky and then just out of vision before it even lands.
She gets her phone and she's just got it up, like she's driving one hand on the Vespa, and like just in case it happens again, she's like ready with the camera. Like,
oh my god. All right, you gotta give me a squeeze again as you're trying to video the the stuff. This is gonna be challenging 11.
8.
Okay. So you're trying to video this, and you're not quite. You're kind of paying attention a little bit to the phone as you're kind of trying to pay attention to the road, and you probably see it, but your brain doesn't quite process that there is actually like something actually stopping the traffic, as you're going slow enough that essentially you don't like crash into anything, but you're just about to, like, someone steps out in front of you and suddenly you're like, whoa! And then kind of you actually just kind of fall. Yeah. And then there's a police officer there. She's got like a blonde bun up in one of the little kind of, hats. She's actually she's putting her high vis coat on, as just round the corner of the road, as it turns round to the left, you can see that she's parked what is like now one of the kind of smaller cop cars that we have here. It's like a little electric thing from like BMW or something. So she's got that just round the corner, and she's putting a high vis jacket on. But she says, "Oh, are you all right?"
Yeah, I'm all right. And I'm like looking at the food to make sure that's not spilt across the fucking ground.
Oh yeah, she helps your bike up, and she helps you get up off the floor first of all. But then she starts to give you a kind of turning down about the phone. I could have you for getting your phone out whilst you're driving like that. You need to be really careful. Like, now I understand that you got a job to do, but have you got a cradle for it anywhere? You need a hands-free.
And then I sort of gesture to the handlebars, and there's like a cradle, but it's like you can tell it's bought it from a pound shop, and it's a bit shit.
Right.
So yeah, it broke like today, so I'm that's why the phone was out. It's a little.
Okay. Well, look.
I'll be more careful in future. I promise.
Yeah. All
right. It was
right.
a one-off.
Yeah. All right. Well, look. You can't go back down East Ham Road. You've got to go down past the graveyard. So we're just directing traffic, and she starts to walk back towards where police now are putting up a tape cordon, and you can see that there are.
What happened? And she's like shouts after the copper, like she don't give a shit. She's like, "What's going on?"
And she says in that kind of trying to not say anything kind of tone, like, think it's a bit of an accident up this way. We think everything's okay. We're just diverting traffic. If you just be on your way. And she starts kind of doing the hand signally type stuff to get everyone to move down. They've got to. It's slow, really slow going, so they've got to start to like single file cars down this really kind of narrow little street that has been here for like hundreds of years. That not a lot of through traffic goes down. But you also see that obviously there's lots of red police lights, because that's the kind of stop, slow down kind of lighting that they use to then warn people. And there are a couple of blues on somewhere around, but there is also a blue light, kind of because you can see a little bit down the street. It looks like that maybe like a gas explosion or something. So a house is actually like the walls and the roof has like almost come off it. So there's no fire, it seems. So, but there's a bit of kind of dust and smoke. But in amongst the kind of the rhythm of the blue flashing lights from the police or the ambulance, whoever's here around the area, because you can't quite see everything from your vantage point, there is a slower kind of blue kind of throbbing light from near that house that's just moving a lot slower than the police, and it's a slightly different deeper blue tone rather than the kind of brighter, almost turquoisey tone of the police.
Really?
I do like a throbbing light in my descriptions.
Well, yeah, I think Gio, she makes a mental note. That's weird. And when she's dropped off this thing, she's gonna check the news, check socials, see what that's about. But she's got some food to deliver because she was late on the last one, and her dad gave her a ton of shit for it. So,
yep. All right. All right, V. As you're heading along the road that actually runs by the riverfront, down by the park, the traffic actually clears up quite surprisingly, and you turn into on your little vintage bike again into kind of more like a side street or a really old street where there isn't much through traffic and it's literally just a little one lane thing with a couple of passing places. This is a kind of shortcut, but it's in the kind of posher end of the town, where there's lots of beautiful houses and big gardens and stuff that are near the park. And so there again like isn't much traffic, but it's very quiet around here. So there isn't much street lighting, and as things get darker, you kind of pedal up here and you know the area, but it is a little bit difficult to kind of just see everything. It's like you wouldn't walk down here if you were on your own, kind of thing. But you're on a bike and you're delivering food much further down town anyway, and so you head off up the hill. And then there's no traffic around, but you hear almost a kind of scratching or a kind of rushing from behind you that kind of goes across the road behind you.
I think at hearing that, she probably slows down a little bit, and shoulder checks, because your wing mirrors are useless on a motorcycle. I can say from experience, you can't see anything in them. So she makes sure the road ahead is clear and there's no turnings coming up, and then does a quick shoulder check over her shoulder to see what she sees.
So there's like so you think you see someone almost like it's like the shape of a person, but they very low down, and the glance that you get and the kind of image of the picture that you get is almost someone that like kind of on all fours that just darts behind a car. You're positive it's not a dog or something like that. You're positive that this frame seemed to be like a person.
I think she's now going like really slowly. There's no traffic here, so it's not like she's holding anyone up. But she slows down enough that she's not disappearing from where that was, but she doesn't really want to stop too close to it in case it's a dark neighborhood, it's a bike, people do try rush and to steal motorbikes. So she slows down a little bit until she's just a bit further up the road before that's out of sight, and then kind of only half pulls over to the edge of the road and keeps the bike running, and just flicks it into neutral. Keeps her hand on the throttle and doesn't get off the bike, but just takes a better look back to see, is it still there? Does it look like someone that's her second thought. Is it someone that's hurt because this is by the road? Has there been an accident and like this is someone stumbling out of the ditch after being hit?
No.
So she just kind of waits to see what happens.
Yeah, no. So you turn around to look, and then from what was in front of you, in like typical horror movie fashion, you've looked one way and then something happens just behind you from that side. There's like this strange kind of crackly, slightly electric kind of or lightning crackle kind of noise, combined with some kind of beeps and boops, and again some more kind of footprints this time.
Sorry, that was up behind me or in front of me?
So it's in the direction that you're traveling, but you turned around, and then it happens from this side, from the direction that you were traveling, that you're now not looking, because you're looking behind. It's actually come from in front of you.
Whips her head back around and like pulls the flip up helmet up so she can properly see, and she hasn't got a visor in the way, and flicks the headlights onto full beam so they actually travel further ahead to see what she can see.
Your headlight flickers for a minute before going out. The engine still seems to be running, but then you got the flash. Oh no! So the light goes out, and then further down the road again, there's that kind of slowly pulsating blue light further up the hill, and then silhouetted much further up the hill, you see what looks like someone stood on a car.
I feel like it takes her a second to notice, because she flicks the headlight to look and then it like flickers out. You do the thing that you do with motorcycles when an electric stops working, which is keep flicking it in the hopes that it's just a dodgy wire that's like a bit loose. And when it doesn't come back, she's like, oh.
Yeah,
And it's kind of in that moment as she's looking up thinking like, do I call someone to come and get this delivery? Because now I kind of shouldn't be riding because I don't have a headlight. And it's in that moment as she's pondering, as she just kind of looks out, that she sees that and is like, okay. And then like briefly considers going back the way she came, and then looks at the phone, which has got like the little countdown probably that tells her how long she's got to get there. And it's like, I suppose I can call when I get there. And then I know these roads well enough. And I think she'll, kick it into first, and throughout this bit at least cautiously drive up this way, especially because it looks like there's someone standing on a car. But maybe this is a posh area, but that's the kind of area where house parties can also get a little bit out of control because they're posh. There's a lot of alcohol, probably some other stuff. Like maybe it's somebody in one of these big fancy houses having a party and someone's just a bit too drunk. Or, it's some upset ex-husband or something. The kind of drama that you get in posh areas, but cautiously starts driving, but keeping an eye on that figure on the car.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. How do you want to approach passing that house? Do you want to go with some speed? Do you want to try and kind of sneak by squeezing it, or do you want to kind of try and intimidate them by I'm on a bike, revving the engine, kind of using the strength?
I think because her first thought is like, maybe this is someone who's kind of drunk or, maybe upset and trying to do a Harlequin baseball bat through somebody's windshield, who knows? It's just to go, I'm going with strength in just like, I'm not going to try and sneak past you. I'm just going to be here. I'm going to be doing my thing. And I'm just going to not engage. Just keep going.
All right.
This is going to go so badly. 13.
That's good. Yeah, I was looking for a challenging 11. So, you kind of slowly drive up toward, or what would be past this 4x4 with seemingly someone stood on the top of it. And as you do, you get a little bit closer, but not really within any good ability to distinguish features. The person looks a little weird. It looks like they're wearing kind of slightly kind of silvery kind of jumpsuit type thing. Maybe this is like a costume. At first glance to you, it looks like, you think Harley Quinn for a second because you think they are holding something. They're maybe holding like a baseball bat or something. But as you get a little bit closer and try and make out as best you can, and then kind of try and like rev the engine and make a bit of noise on the bike, they whip round, and you can see actually they're holding something by a handle, like a gun handle. And as they turn around, you can't help but notice kind of how bulbous their head is, and these two large black eyes looking back at you before they jump into a bush past the fence. And it's an unnatural leap. It's like a good kind of horizontal, like 7-8 foot over a fence and into the bushes on a little park on the left-hand side. But they're no longer on the car.
Like, as that happens, it's the thing of like when something shocks you when you're riding a motorcycle, your first thing is just keep going because you're already in motion. So she just kind of like eases on the throttle a bit, but I imagine she's got like a Bluetooth on her helmet and just presses it to auto dial back to the restaurant to try and get someone on the phone.
The phone line's engaged at the moment.
Hangs up, looks back at the app. It's like trying to forget like the last 10 seconds of what's just happened until she's well away from this road. And And I think maybe she tries to pull up like further once she's off this direct street and she's maybe turned down, one or two little side roads or something, pulls the bike over and tries to dial 999. Because either that is somebody who really should maybe be in custody somewhere for their own safety, or that's something else.
Yeah. Okay.
And just sits the bike on, just dialing it from her screen and talking through her headset.
Okay. You try and call through, and they give you kind of automated message that they're getting a lot of calls right now, and that to stay on the line, that an operator will be with you as soon as they can. But you stay on that for an uncomfortable amount of time.
I think after maybe 5 minutes, she'll stay on the line, but she'll get back on, like, into gear, put her helmet down and just ride and just listen to the beeping pre-recorded message in her headset as she continues to the destination, just really hoping that someone picks up so she can maybe feel a bit better about what she's seen. And she's probably a little bit paranoid now. Like, every silhouette is whatever the fuck that just was.
Yeah. All right, Millie. You were heading like more towards the park. Maybe there's like an observatory as well, where you want to kind of investigate the meteors, shooting star type things, and you have a kind of interest in them as they streak
Yeah,
by?
later if I get to just like lie on a bench and watch the sky or something. Have a couple of drinks after shift.
Nice. Yeah. So on your bicycle, isn't it? You are actually able to make your way through the park before it closes, before the gates close. Just as this is a bit cheeky though, like just as the groundskeepers are starting to close the gates, you can nip through just because you're taking advantage of the last bits of sunlight of the day. But in the twilight of the evening, you bike down some quite wide kind of street almost, but it'll allow some cars down, and so you make your way past beautiful trees, and some lovely foliage. There's even some wild deer that roam around this park. It's quite a big park. Yeah.
Oh no.
And so you do have to be cautious. And so there is a rustling from the side of one of the bushes just as you go past. This could be a bit of wildlife, but with the kind of weird kind of beepy kind of crackly electric noise, it doesn't sound like wildlife at all.
I think I would automatically just swerve out the way, because whatever it is, if it's coming out of a bush, I don't want it to come near me. It's probably some kid with a what's it called? Oh, not remote control helicopter. I'm so old. Drone. That's the one. Fucking hell. I'm so tired. I'm very tired and very old. Be nice.
It's all right. All right. I would like a squeeze.
Okie dokie.
Roll.
Don't bring me your personal problems. Okay. 16.
Hey, it's good. All right. Actually, that's fantastic. That is on the mark of extraordinary. It's just a 16. So, again, just on the cusp of the success, you swerve just in time to avoid almost an arc of like Tesla style, like electric, like lightning energy burst out of the bush towards you. As jumps to the side of you, you see like quite a short person. You think maybe it's a kid with a fucking stupid toy or something for a second, but it scares the crap out of you. And where you look back, where your tire is just missed, and you can even see the little like city bike kind of skid mark along the tarmac of where you were, is this kind of like burn mark, like an impact of like lightning or something. So it's got this like proper scorch mark going on, this little kind of smoldering little thing. And as you look back, there is this small person, but they're grey, and they've got these big, bulbous, like black eyes that are looking at you as they hold what looks like maybe some like toy fucking ray gun. And they're whipping it back around towards you, ready to fire again.
I would speed up away from it, kind of dodging away, but while screaming over my shoulder, "Fuck off back to school, you little toe rag!"
All right, roll speed for me.
17.
All right. That's good as well. Okay, yeah. It arcs out another like bit of lightning towards you, but you manage to swerve just after you've shouted "Get back to school." It arcs over your head, so you duck and you swerve with the takeaway, and speed off towards the other end of the park where you can get out of the gate. At the other end of the park, on your right-hand side, a little bit down a hill, you can see that there is a kind of smouldering crater now down that way. And there is this pulsating blue light that's down there as well. And as you start to go past it, there are a few more of these like grey kind of like children in costume or something who start to kind of walk out of it. They've all got the kind of stupid silvery overall kind of spacesuity things on, with these kind of like dome, like dome helmets. Some of them have got like weird little kind of almost magic wand Doctor Who toy things. Some of them have got the kind of stupid ray gun toys. But they've all got these kind of sharp teeth as they kind of smile and laugh at you as you start to go by quickly. And head out of the park. But they do start to chase you.
Oh.
And they're able to like jump between some walls and some trees, and they're surprisingly fast for this. So, how would you like to try and get away?
So this is open parkland?
So you've just got out of the park, I think. So you're back on kind of little just streets and side roads.
Yeah, I'm going to be trying to nip down side streets and things. I'm assuming, like, I'm still under the impression they're probably maybe children, but this is weird. And yeah, I just want to be taking as many lefts and rights as possible.
All right. That feels like a squeeze to me.
Okie dokie.
So you're going down the kind of narrowest parts that you can.
15.
Nice, very nice, cool. Okay, and so you it's good. It's a kind of 4 over the 11 that I was looking for, and so you find a good little kind of alleyway to duck down into where they can't quite use the kind of jumping between places to speed up and get to you, and so they start to having to run on foot, and their little legs can only carry them so fast. But there are a couple of arcs of lightning that kind of get thrown above your head as you're being pursued, to the point where as you come out and the alleyway opens up a little bit more and you're about to get onto another side street, there's a little parked car on the left, little kind of red shitty little kind of 3-door hatchback thing, but one of the arcs of lightning cracks over your head, smashes into the car, and that explodes into a ball of fire next to you as you have to kind of swerve off to the right hand side. You might still be on track for the old delivery. You haven't gone too far out of your way down the alleyways, because I think that success is a good one. But you haven't lost them yet for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Susie, where did we leave you? So there's this diversion with the police, right?
Yeah, there was the plot that I drove away from.
Yeah. So you, where do you want to head? I would say, for the sake of like narrative purposes, there is a way to like sneak over around what's going on to like have a bit of a rubberneck about it.
Yeah.
like down a kind of adjacent street or something. Or you can try and follow the traffic, and it will be all right for you to squeeze around on your little moped because you can get in between the cars and stuff. So they're not going to slow you down as much as old commuters are
Yeah.
going to be stuck here for hours probably.
But having a rubberneck, if I can go in the general direction I need to be and have a rubberneck at the same time, that is what I'll do. So I'll like do the little sneaky down little alleys or whatever it is that can get me.
Yeah, all right. Let's go with squeeze then.
All right. Squeeze. That is a 4 on my totem
This will
mic.
be fairly easy, I think.
17.
Oh, amazing. You managed to get really close actually. So you managed to get like behind the house of where it is. There's like a little where the houses kind of back onto each other. There's a little back alley that you can duck down into. And you have a good little rubberneck, and there's only like a chain link kind of fence at the end of their garden. So there's nothing stopping you from seeing inside. And their house seems to be that kind of burning crater. The brickwork has been smashed up, but it looks like it's been smashed from the outside in rather than some like an explosion having thrown brickwork out, like as you have a good peer into the property. So like there's no brickwork having been thrown out into the garden or into the street. On the other side of the house, as some kind of police vans start to turn up, actually, you can, very filmy. You can kind of, as they come out, you can hear them kind of the clatter of the metal of guns on webbing and equipment, and you can hear the kind of like the cocking of guns, like kind of all that typical like, oh, there's guns over there, of like this kind of armed response turning up over the other side of the road. Did you want to stay here, or did you want to like start to move off?
Well, that's very intriguing. And there's only so much I can see from this side of the fence. So I kind of want to hop the fence and try and get a closer look.
All right. So you hop the fence into the back garden. You got a little shed to duck behind. And I presume get a little camera out again. So get the phone out, get recording. Yeah. And you get to see police start to like surround the house, and the light now here that is throbbing more intensely. So it's much brighter now here, and it's kind of like taking up quite a bit of your vision. So that brightness that it gets to kind of half blinds you every kind of couple of seconds. It's really hard to kind of focus on. But you think you've been rumbled for a second as a police officer makes their way armed around the back of the garden, but they've got their back towards you, thankfully. As you duck behind the shed for just a second, you hear a Wilhelm scream as they're like pulled, and whipping back around to have a look, you don't see anything in the mist and the smoke for just a second before a small person emerges, but they've got this kind of weird oval bulbous head with these like black eyes, and they walk forward. They've got this little kind of like ray gun, and actually I'm thinking comedy grabber that's like on a concertina thing. Yeah, squeezy grabber that looks all techie but comic book almost. I'm thinking humans must die territory.
Yeah, I'm vibing. I'm here. It's going to be like that bit from Shaun of the Dead where the phone comes up to take a picture, but there's no one here to like slap it out of my hands. So she just like, holy shit. Tink.
And this little alien boy takes a little shot at you with his arc electric gun thingy. Using your vehicle, I'm gonna get you back on a vehicle. How do you wanna do this?
So I think if he's taking a shot, she's just gonna leg it straight back. So
It's just speed here, is it? Yeah. Nice. You push that little moped as fast as it can go out of there. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Roll speed for me. But this is, I'm looking for a 16. It's their ray guns.
Oh, it's a 13.
All right. So as you can see that this ray gun is charging up. You're not going to take a chance. So you hop the fence as quick as you can. Just as you've kicked out the stand from the Vespa and you've revved it up, the arc of the lightning follows you and kind of crackles around the chain link fence, but through it, and manages to hit the back of where there would be a person on that back seat of the Vespa. And so that's now like a smoking little kind of burnt leather as you speed off. And you like inches away from getting it. So you're now down to hit. So there's no penalties for that. But your Vespa has taken a hit. That was your last little chance.
Woof.
Not take any damage.
I got a picture of an alien. I don't give a shit. I lived.
All right, down this alleyway, you've got in your review mirror. The Vespa mirrors are better than V's. You've got these little humanoid shapes, these little alien shapes, and they're like unexpectedly like jumping from like wall to garage to like little fences and stuff as they're pursuing you, and they're almost as quick as the Vespa. So you've got to push it as hard as you can to get out of that alleyway and to hopefully try and get past them. I need another speed check.
Okay.
There's something gonna be an 11.
20. Where
Look
was
at
that?
those. 3
Where was that?
6s and 2 1s.
All or nothing. There's no in between.
Well, that's roll 20 for you though, right?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, you're just getting away. So they're like jumping, but you can see them kind of falling behind and stuff as you're pushing this poor Vespa. like it's going, the engine's really high, really
It's a
loud.
nitro-powered hairdryer.
Yeah.
It's going.
That's exactly it. As you skid onto one of the side roads, and this is down the kind of posher end of one of the streets, and so you see V a bit further up as she's you're sat now, aren't you, V, waiting for the cops to answer?
I think I said that she would have given up after a couple of minutes. Maybe Susie comes around just as she finally has enough. She clicks the call off. Her helmet's still up, and she's just like wheeling her bike back out of the little side street she's ducked down so she can get back on the main road, just kind of pedaling backwards, getting ready to turn out.
Yeah.
So I imagine all you hear is, "Eh," and then as I get closer, fucking leg it.
She's for a minute just like disturbed by the sound of this Vespa, because Vespas definitely shouldn't make that noise, and why is it smoking?
Yeah.
And if she looks back and sees these creatures again, like after Susie, she's just gonna just pull out and go and follow this.
Yeah,
Vespa.
they are. They're like
Answers.
They're like jumping between trees. There's little arcs of lightning going for you as well. There's a poor person. Right, here comes narrative effect. Let's see what happens. There's like a grumpy old guy that comes out of his front door and is like, "Shut up!" And he gets zapped, and it's proper X-ray. You see the skeleton style like zap. No, B movie like flesh kind of gets burnt off. There's now just a smoking skeleton just kind of like stood there for just a second.
Can it be a Karen, not a dude?
Yeah, okay, it can.
Karen.
Proper Karen like hairdo. I need to get a Karen wig, by the way. I think that would be hilarious.
Yes.
Like Karen hairdo, like flop over that side, bit over that, shorter over that side. And she's talking about how this is a nice neighborhood. Yeah, before she gets zapped. And that zap, it's like, bright blue, it's the Star Trek disintegration style look, and then there's just like a black smoking skeleton just like with its finger raised. just stood there for just a second before it like falls to the ground in like a lump.
Anastasia lets out a cackle for just a second at Karen getting ray gunned, and then shouts after this pizza delivery driver, "Hey, wait up!" and just, I imagine, catches up because she's on it might be a 125, but it is a sports model bike. It's a nice 4-stroke engine that's not going to struggle to catch up with a little retro Vespa trying its hardest.
Yeah, totally. So yeah, Susie, there's this like this sports bike starts pulling up next to you. Actually, fuck it. Why don't you both roll off speed, because you're in the same vehicle, right? I want to see.
Yeah. 20.
16.
All right. So you're a couple of yards behind the Vespa as Susie has just got it full throttle, starting to go down a hill now, so it's starting to get a little bit more speed.
She's all tucked in, so it's more streamlined.
Which
have you got one of those like round
Anastasia
helmets as well?
Yeah, Anastasia
With a
finds
face cap.
hilarious as like she is forced to sit in that kind of bent over sports bike position because that's how the handlebars are, of why this Vespa rider is like hunkered down.
You don't see the fucking aliens.
But she's shouting. She's still got her helmet up. She hasn't flipped
Eyes
it back
are up.
down
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, hey, what are those things? And she just like tries to catch up going down. I imagine it's like the momentum of the hill that doesn't let her catch up because the Vespa's ahead anyway.
Gio, she's fucking going for it. She's gunning it, but she shouts over her shoulder, "They're grey, they got big eyes. Sounds like fucking aliens to me."
Alien, pull over.
Just as you shout pull over, your guys are heading down this hill, and there is you can hear and you can see in your rear mirrors there's a car coming up behind, and then that gets like zapped and like the tire blows out and it kind of veers and slows into the middle of the road. So that starts smoking behind you, and so looking and checking in that rear view mirror, you don't see the poor cyclist who is just coming out of a little alleyway off to the left-hand side. And so, Millie, I need you to make me a squeeze to swerve out of the way, please.
Okay.
We'll look at it compared to the
17.
other results. Okay, nice. So, actually, it's Susie got the 20, right? 17's good, and it does beat an extraordinary check. So to be fair, yeah, you managed to just at the last minute swerve out of the way. You like the fucking Matrix trailer just came out today. Let's bullet time it. You like skid into the middle of them as one goes by on the right hand side and one goes by on the left hand side. Do you girls like get your fucking brakes on, or do you just speed on by?
Anastasia would probably brake hard. Like, she's too busy shouting at this person on the Vespa about what's happening. And then I imagine as like the Vespa goes past first and suddenly there's this cyclist. And so she just emergency brakes and is like in the middle of the road with this cyclist a few yards behind and is like, you need to move. There's aliens.
I'm just screaming wankers at them as loudly as possible and trilling my bike bell.
Ding 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 ding.
Anastasia does not take well to this. It's not the swearing that she can deal with. It's the bike bell, and just goes, "Yeah, love, I've got one of those too," and just holds down her horn, which on motorcycles, at least on mine, is really obnoxiously loud.
Yeah, I'm still
until the
pedaling.
pringing stops, she just holds it there.
No, I'm still doing it, but cycling as fast as I
Still
can.
pedaling.
Yeah. Yeah, like major small man syndrome going on right now.
Yeah, I like to think that the two of them end up like Anastasia starts rolling the bike slowly, but still on the horn as the two of them are like level,
like
just like
neck and neck, like fuck you.
I have the upside of just like having to hold this button while watching you just like wear your thumb out.
I got thumb cramp like quite a while ago, but I won't let myself stop.
Meanwhile, I was a bit late hitting the brakes, but I stopped, turned around, and just slowly came back to this really passive-aggressive war that's happening between. So anytime you two have finished doing whatever this is, and then she looks over her shoulder at all the aliens, we should go.
Yeah. So out of the alley that the cyclist has come out of, jumps 1, 2, 3 of these little alien dudes with their ray guns, and that you guys are like, slowly at the moment swearing at each other and kind of mooching along in your
I am pedaling as
directions.
fast as I can, Sam. Don't judge me.
I imagine that like to keep in line with that, Anastasia's like barely having to hit the throttle. This is like, this might as well be a walking pace for this bike, just bundling along, still holding the horn as this war is going on.
All right, well, ray guns are getting raised, so I need you
I'm
need you to
leaving.
dodge this. However you want to do this, speed, squeeze. You can try and tank it on a strength if you want.
I feel like Anastasia might just go for trying to swerve and dodge, because it's actually really easy on a bike, even at low speed, to just change your weight distribution to weave around.
Oh, could we both do the same thing but in opposite directions at the same time in a way that looks almost beautifully balletic and coordinated? Had we intended to do
like
it?
zap,
And
zap,
Except
zap.
for really passive aggressive.
Yeah. Anything you can do, I can do more dangerously and at lower
19.
speed.
All right, I need those checks.
So sorry, what was that? A squeeze?
Yeah, we're looking for 16s. So V,
Oh,
Oh, was it
19.
squeeze?
19.
No,
19.
It's speed if you want to just like do a runner.
Oh, okay,
No.
I'll go for squeeze then. Sorry, I wrote the wrong thing. 16.
Nice. 16. V, you just dodge out of the way of these lightning bolts. 19. Okay, nice. Good checks. Susie, was that a 19 above, or did you roll?
Yeah, it was 19. Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell, gang. All right.
Where
right.
were these roll 20s in after 20s in after the fire? Where were all these rolls? Roll 20.
I know.
What?
See, what we're doing is we're getting out of the way now so that we can
No,
roll
don't say
really
that.
shit
No,
during the
it's just
campaign.
Sam bribed roll 20 for the after the fire settings.
Oh.
What it is.
Not even, because I don't get the good rolls. Apart from that one roll where I killed Tom, but shush, it's fine. Don't talk about that.
Don't make somebody put it in chat, Sam.
We don't talk about that.
And the one where you were playing the character that I ended up taking over and you seduced Tom.
Hey, now Tom, I think, was into it. I don't
So it
think
was against his will. We're getting
No.
off topic.
that's fine.
Aliens.
Aliens,
You're doing
yes.
so well. God damn it. I need to hurt you. That's a lot of sixes.
Things
from
you want to
James.
hear from your GM.
I just want to hurt
You
you.
usually do every time we play. It's
Let's be
nice to
honest.
not be hurt once in a while, you know.
That's the only one who's taken an injury this game.
All right, let's up the ante. Are you all going in the same direction, or are you heading off in different directions? You do have different deliveries to make.
I'm heading to wherever
Cool.
my delivery destination is.
Yeah, probably doing the same, especially if it's really far away from wherever we are right now.
Wow, there's no camaraderie amongst drivers, huh?
I would say that you can all probably get to your destinations and you could stay together for maybe like the next couple of beats, but then have to split up if you wanted to. But if you just think they're wankers, then you can be on your way into a
I think they're
better
wankers,
route.
but that's all the more reason to stay around them because we're doing this kind of passive-aggressive ballet right now with dinging bells and.
I feel like in between the sound of the motorcycle horn and the ringing bell, there's a bit of me that would maybe feel a little bit sorry for this other pizza delivery driver on a bicycle, because we can just me and this Vespa, we could just go, but this bicycle is like is powered by a person. And I feel like even amidst like the passive aggressive shouting, I would still in a really passive aggressive voice be like, do you want to ride? Because that's not gonna last very long. Not because I like you, but because it'd be nice if I wasn't responsible for some poor cyclist's death.
I don't need your pity.
No, but I do have an engine. Would you like to know what it's like to go more than 2 miles an hour? It's really great.
I pedal harder.
And effortlessly, as if to prove a point, just like zoom ahead for a minute and then slow down until she catches up.
I'm using her basically like a fitness instructor at this point. It's like one more round. I've never cycled this fast before.
I have a hot box. So she's like one-handed pointing to like the box that keeps all the stuff warm in the back.
I'm sulking now because I don't think she's trying to tell me good things. I think she's boasting.
A little bit. It's a little bit passive aggressive whilst also trying to be helpful.
Right. You can hear sirens in the distance now, but they're not the thing that concerns you the most, as when you turn back around after having like had these kind of jibes at each other, they're not big, because I think it'll be funnier, but there are these little like one alien sized little flying saucers that start to like rise up from a couple of the blue lit areas, and they've just got like one of them inside, just proper like cramped up, just like with little things like and they make a kind of moped sound. They make a kind of like as they come after you, but they've got their little like antenna ray gun War of the World style things on, and so they start zapping, but they proper pew laser things now, like pew, 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 pew. And so there needs to be more squeezing. More squeezing as you duck and weave between the park traffic.
16.
12.
12.
Well, the 16, the bike, actually, out of everything, squeezes the best. And so, would you, Millie, would you use your fellow now somewhat wankery compatriots as human shields?
I am unaware of Susie's presence for the most part. She's just another road user. V's character can get to absolute fuck, so yes.
I am making a lot of noise too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, V, Susie, you do now take another hit. So Susie, you are down to beat up, so you need to roll one fewer dice on all of your rolls now. But V, you're now down to hit, which it's just a scratch. You're all right just for now.
Okay.
So V's uses a human shield, and go on, Susie.
By this point, Gio is hitting them with the fucking Italian hands because they're making so much fucking noise. And she's probably bleeding from somewhere. She's all scuffed up. She's like, please, shut the fuck up. Come with me.
Are you trying to lead them?
Yeah, like down little alleys and shit where she knows, because she's like, this is her stomping ground, right? She's local.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. It's up to you to follow if you like. It's up to the two of you. There's no role mechanic to follow someone or to convince someone. It's up to you.
Yeah, I think I would for now, as long as it was in vaguely the right direction. Because I think I know I'm a little bit more maneuverable than them, so all I need to do is outmaneuver them.
Millie's employing the bear strat. You don't need to be faster than a bear. You need to be faster than the person next to you.
Yeah.
I think there's a brief moment where Anastasia considers doing something really, really stupid. And then it's just like, by the time that she's like, am I going to commit to this? Is already like following down the alley.
All right. Down this little alleyway, you've got flats. You've actually got like little sheltered like retirement accommodation, just little flats on either side. So this is kind of weird little almost pavement little alleyway where it's all ground floor flats. There's no like high rise bit, just in this little bit of a neighborhood. You are potentially gonna have to split off after this in order to get to your respective destinations. And so you make your way down this, but by the point that you get to the end of the alley, police van pulls up, slide door goes, and there's an officer with an MP5 and firing above your head as you're racing up towards them. The only way, well, I mean, not the only way, but you've got this like exit for the alleyway. You've probably got some like gardens and stuff to like jump left and right or something. So you could in the in the Shaun of the Dead pilots kind of like, or was it Hot Fuzz, like take a shortcut, try and do a little kind of ollie over a ramp or something. We get some ramp action in.
Yes.
Or you can try and like skirt around this police van. There's probably an old nana that gets zapped through a window or something, unfortunately. The bike could probably ride through someone's house. I don't know. How did you want to approach this?
Yes. Okay. I want to go through a front door, like through one of these bungalows front door, and like don't need to know how I made it through the house, but when I come out on the other side, there's a doily like stuck on my hat, on my helmet.
So you're about to go through. The nana gets zapped in front of you. You smash through this skeleton, and I need you to roll for squeeze.
Okay. That's one
going to
fewer than
be
usual.
Yeah, there is, but this is going to be an 11 you're looking for.
8.
That doily blinds you for just a second, and as you take both hands off the handlebars, you've got to take another hit. So you go down to wounded. So you smash into this brick garage and fall off your bike. You're winded. There's takeaway all over the garden, like kind of trailing behind you. But for just this second, you can't see any aliens yet. You can still hear the MP5 just firing off a few more rounds from the police van. Millie, how did you want to escape?
I think because she said follow me, I'm just following her, but I didn't see the old lady get zapped. I just see her barrel through a house, go, oh, fucking hell, in for a penny, follow her through, and just see her stack it across the garden.
All right. I need you to roll squeeze for me as well. Try and fit through this house.
God,
While
I hope you eat shit.
ringing my bell. Because this
Ding,
is a
ding. That's
dangerous
still going on.
situation.
That's
and
still
people need
going
to be
on.
warned.
Move out.
Oh, no,
Move
this
away.
is just because it's the polite thing to do when you ride through somebody's house.
Oh, is it? You've done this before?
20! Yes.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, so you take it slowly, and you manage to swerve out the way of Susie as she stacks it, as Gio just lands on the floor with all their fucking takeaway all over the thing. So you see these awful pizzas, and like one of them, the lids come off, and like it's these places have got to have a rivalry, right?
Oh, yeah. Because
On
they
the
think they're so
ground.
fucking...
Next to you, you see the infamous pickle pizza. The abomination of fast food, bread-based fast food.
Is that one of those ones with the pickles in the crust? Because that's a thing. Are you all right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm all right. But it is a thing.
Just
Yeah.
like
My dad's from San Lazzaro in Italy, and that's how they make their pizzas there. This is authentic Italian pizza.
she's saying this as like there's a hole out the side of her gut, and like she's bleeding down one,
Yeah,
down
like
one,
an arm's
down
all
one
curled
leg.
up.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Like she's
really
been
nice.
like ribs are broken. She's been impaled on something. Like it's just she's proper wounded now.
Yeah, do you need like a splint or something?
Probably. She got all uppity, right? Because she's slagging off her dad's pizza.
Uh-huh.
She might hate it, but that's her dad's fucking pizza. And then she notices that, like, oh, it might be dying.
Can I reverse the bite back into the house and come back out with a tablecloth
Yeah,
and just lob it at her?
yeah. Oh, what? Susie,
Just that
I mean,
awkward
you know,
peddling.
these pickles, they have some healing power, some healing properties.
That's
And
true.
a bunch of the slices are already on the gravel floor anyway. They're all manky and horrible. People aren't probably going to want them.
Yeah, like my nonna used to say, you know, ground pizza is good for you. So she like grabs a slice, picks off most of the gravel, and
Oh.
just eats it. Goodbye, pickle pizza. It's been real.
All right, take the pickle pizza off your thing. It's a proper Skyrim moment as you just scoff this entire pizza.
Like an entire cheese pizza.
But so yeah, Billy, I don't know. This is the most like horrific thing you probably have ever seen. Even the aliens, as someone
She's
just
on the
scoffed
bush
an
like, don't look
entire
at me.
pickle pizza.
Don't look at me.
like a raccoon getting caught eating out the bins. Just like I'm just quietly being sick in my mouth a little bit.
Don't tell anyone about my shame.
B, how do you want to?
I feel like since Anastasia's the last of the group, she sees the two of them go in the house. But the problem with Anastasia is that, you know, she's a biker and, you know, she's a little bit hipster and likes to be a bit cool. And this is probably the only time she's ever going to be able to do something really stupid on her motorcycle in front of the police and probably get away with it. So instead of going through the house, I feel like what she does is try to emulate some terrible Fast and Furious movie or like a motorcycle action sequence.
Yeah.
Right. Where instead of slowing down and, you know, doing the smart thing, like parking up by the police car and just taking cover there, does that thing that you see where like motorcycles go right forward and then just like spins it on the front, like skids it round to get back onto the road and tries to like drift the end of the bike out, forgetting that she's on a 125, not like 1,000cc sports bike. But she's like, well, you know, if this fails, the aliens are going to eat me anyway. So
Yeah.
and is this police officer with a gun really worried about what I'm doing on my bike? And, you know, she pictures it in her head because she's in her leathers and it's got a big, like, Cult of the Nuggy patch on the back and she thinks she looks really cool, you know?
Yeah.
So she's just going to, she's going to do it out of the pure speed of just speed up and use all of that momentum to, like, carry the drift round and into the corner.
Nice. All right. What do you
This is a
think
mistake.
how do you think this best applies? Speed? Strength? Maybe squeeze?
I think it would probably be speed because to do stuff like this, you have to understand how fast you're going and how maneuverable your bike is at speed.
Yeah.
I'll
take it.
Yeah. So she's just like pulling the throttle and hoping it's enough to like when she hits the brakes to bring her round. I'm afraid. 20.
Very nice. And amazing considering the 11 that you needed. And so you pull this off, probably the first time you've ever done this, but it works beautifully, better than the movies. Slow motion, you know, you skid round the front of the police van after it's pulled up. There's gunfire going over your head. There's ray gun blasts going either side of you. But you manage to skid round the van and back onto the road, at which point you've got to head off to the right in order to eventually, you know, get to your destination, off to the posh student flats.
I imagine that the other two can hear this absolute cackle as the sound of motorcycle tires screech and then a little 125 engine is revved way past the point that it should be. And that's kind of what she does because there are aliens behind them and she assumes the other two are going to be around there somewhere. They went through a house. Like they're going to come out of a side alley any second now, right? Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So there comes a point now, you travel a bit further down the road and like pandemonium has broken loose. People are now driving erratically. People have got their zombie apocalypse plans in motion and are trying to just bug the fuck out. So there's like, as you're getting into posher area, I guess, there's not so many cars around because it's a student area, I suppose, but there's like Chelsea tractor, 4x4s. There's
Soccer
like
mum kind of style cars.
and Beamers and wanker Audis and stuff, like starting to like speed around the
Souped-up
road.
Golfs.
Yeah, souped up Golfs that are just louder than they are fast. And so people are, making a break for it. But the police have started to actually like cordon off roads to actually just like close down the whole chunk, like close down the town itself, basically. You've got, I guess you've got kind of, a couple of options. You could try and smash through the police cordon, do like a GTA and just like crunch through barriers and just fucking go for it. You could try and swerve and speed around the traffic in order to try and kind of slip through where they're trying to get through. If they're trying to make a break for it and do the kind of same thing, like break through some of the barriers or something.
I think she's going to go for, like, in her head now, she's living in a Fast and Furious movie. That's what's happening. As like, I don't know. I feel like, seeing aliens might shake the core of your reality. And at that point, you're just, the idea of rationality just doesn't exist anymore. So I think that she's swerving between cars and people and like looking for the opening. So if a car drives through a barrier and then stops because it's caught under the wheel, she'll take the chance to go through that gap. She's just like, reality has broken for her at this point, and she's just like, I still want to get paid and also not die, but
all right. So just as you're like speeding towards that, you see your chance. There's a car that has been revving and goes for it. Police start to actually dive out of the way because they're not idiots, and they move out of the way. It aims for, and this boy racer has obviously played a lot of GTA. He is aiming for where the cars have parked together in that little gap to try and smash them out of the way. It goes terribly wrong. So there is maybe a little bit of a gap, but he's totaled its car and he's not going anywhere. You have a tiny gap. Unfortunately, you need to just make that little bit of space for your bike as well. Going to get you to roll strength for this one.
okay. Where are we here? 11.
That is just what you needed for that challenging test. So you like, it's a bit of a crunch, but yeah, you do make it through.
I know what it is, Sam. It's that as that gap gets smaller as he goes to get out of his car, and as she comes up and he's like just pushing the door open, she just boots the door with her foot and it just shuts him back in the car again so she can get through the gap.
Nice. Yeah. Absolutely. And he like you hear him screaming from inside his car, and then he opens the door again, steps 1 foot out, and as you check again, you do a shoulder check to look back at him, you just see that blue zap and then the like fall of bones from behind him as we yet again fictionally kill someone we hate and are repulsed by in real life. We did not feel bad.
This man was neither fast nor furious.
I was definitely furious.
Well, apparently not enough. Not enough to get through the cars, GTA style.
All right, but you're off. Okay, so the two of you back in this garden, you can start to hear there's like crashes from inside as you can start to hear the advance of like another alien party. Over the house, there's a little hovering one person, one alien UFO doing little light scanners down onto the house. So you can see there's little kind of green searchlight looking around for you. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna get going on the bike.
Just make a break for it.
Yeah, straight through the back garden.
There's like this. It's little. So I think with this back garden, you've got like kind of a 6-foot wall. It's just tall enough for Nana's not to be looked in on, but it's just short enough for her averagely sized grandchild to see just over the top of it. Yes, this is some actual memory of mine. Right, so you've got that. It's about a kind of 5'10" wall, but you've also then got this like iron gate. That's so obviously you're kind of a little bit stuck inside this garden. So you've got to like make a jump for the way out. You've got to break your way out. How do you want to do things?
I'll go for the gate to start with because it might be open. And try and have a go at that.
Yeah, it's got a little padlock on it, and the keys aren't like around invisible.
Is it one of those ones that's sort of attached to the rest of just a wooden fence?
To brick, actually, so drilled into brick.
God damn it.
Yeah, but you're right. Like, there's basically only a latch on that's drilled into the brick.
I'm gonna kick it.
All right. How would you incorporate the bike? You'd ride up on the bike and try and lean out.
Yeah,
kick
like
it.
skid it to a stop and kick out sideways.
All right.
Not a good idea, by the way.
No. Roll strength for me.
Oh no. Okie dokie. 7.
Oh.
Oof.
My God, how do you go beat up from here?
I just the bike
You just crashed. Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Physics gets me.
You kick the iron gate and actually just bolt over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So unfortunately, you're rolling one fewer dice. You can snack on some lovely not pepperoni pizza, or whatever the rest of your order was. I can't remember now.
Oh,
Heal
so this
yourself
is
up. But you are beat up.
Oh wow.
So you're rolling one fewer dice.
That was a hefty fucking hit from a bike toppling.
Well, because you went from hit, right? From hit to
No, I've
beat
not
up.
been hit yet.
Oh no, you haven't been hit yet. That's right. Okay, yes. Sorry, you've gone to hit.
Okay.
So you're
I was
bruised.
gonna say, how heavy is this bike?
I've forgotten who's on what now at the moment. No, the motorbike's got smushed earlier. Susie's like was wounded. All
I'm
right.
hit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So,
the two of you are hit.
meanwhile, whilst this pretentious wanker is trying to kick a fence and is failing, Gio has scooped what remains of her takeaway order back into the bag. And this particular Nana has one of those slides in for when the grandkids came around to visit. And so Gio's pushed it up against the fence and she's wheeled back the moped. And she's revving. And I'm going to try and jump this fence using a kid's slide.
Oh my God. All right, roll speed for me.
It's got to be speed, right? Because I got to try and go as fast as I can. So rolling for a 13.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's challenging. So 11. So you just do it. You get a little bit of air as well over the wall.
As I go over, I turn around and I fucking do the under the chin fucking flick.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
she can't take that. How dare you? You're gonna make me make bad decisions.
Go on.
Oh no. Yeah, Mandy has become very vengeful during the course of this evening.
Well, Mandy,
just
you've now got an alien poking its head out of the back door, ray gun in hand, ready to go. You've slumped over near the iron gate. What are you going to do now?
I'm going to very quickly scramble to my feet and pull the bike up and watch where Gio went. I was like, oh, shit it, and try.
Do like an ET, try and go
Yeah,
up?
I really, because it's either going to be ET or Wile E. Coyote, right?
Yeah. All right, roll that for me, looking for an 11, and let's see if you
what was
are.
it, speed?
Speed.
Okay. 12.
Yeah, you do it. Yeah. You just do it. The back wheel just like hits the top of the wall a little bit, but it manages to like bump off. You've got a good bit of air in your tires, and you
ET moment.
Yeah. The takeaway just for a second from gravity just kind of like almost 0 G's in the basket, and then
Yeah.
goes back down again as you
With the blanket on it.
Yeah. As you hit the road, and
I'd imagine I can't. I'm so excited by the fact that that worked. I can't be keeping the rivalry going just for the second. I'm like,
yeah, and the two of you have managed to dodge the alien in the back garden, but that little UFO above the house definitely starts following you down the road, and starts zapping. It gets a little people carrier that's trying to take their family out of the road, but I need you to either roll speed or squeeze for me as you are trying to dodge out of the way of these bolts. 16. That's what you needed. 20. Oh my god. So Susie, yours a narrow escape, but Millie, you're fine. You're again probably moving much more left and right than the motorbike is, like ducking in between cars, even people, even little fences. There's an angry dog at a window. Just little terrier just barking and barking and barking. Yeah, exactly. All right, but you managed to lose them a little bit and head for your respective directions. This is where you need to split up again. So I need to figure out now the climactic. I don't know. The mothership turns up, right? It's got to be that.
what's that, like a tandem version?
The best in Star Wars, the Bespin Cloud City cars where they've like put two pods on the same thing and there's like two pilots and you're like, why did you ever think that was a good idea? There was like, who's driving? I'm driving. No, I'm driving, and they're just trying to like. So there's these two. Or they're actually all just linked up. So that these little UFOs, they start like there's little
like Transformers style.
Yeah. Right, so they all start forming Power Rangers style into little thing, and then there's this big alien that's like stomping around as the three of you in bizarre tandem in all of your different three locations are at just about your destinations before there's this like crunch. There's like tank artillery shots going up into it, exploding, trying to get to it. There's like fighter jets whizzing past, trying to shoot it out of the sky. So it's going for you guys. It's like crunching down. There's big giant feet coming and crushing roads that you're going through. They've still got tiny little ray guns as like its eyes just start like pewing out lots of different lasers everywhere. One last roll. How would you like to try and dodge this megazord of alien spaceships?
As I'm dodging and weaving, and I won't in any way be able to keep pace with these other two. They're too fast. So as I dodge sideways, I think I'm going to chance my arm and take out the 16-inch family charcuterie oblong and frisbee it under the foot of this thing to see if I can make it slip over.
All right. I think in a weird way that's gonna be strength.
Okay.
The strength of the oblong.
Okay. It's not a good stat for me. Let's go. 8. No.
It's like nothing. That poor little garlic bread just gets smushed as so do you.
Oh no.
As not you, but the back of the bike gets crumpled, and just for a second you're freewheeling because obviously the pedals are on the back, right? But on the like you're kind of freewheeling, almost unicycle style, just balancing on this before you're kind of having to run behind the bike to kind of keep it up to the speed. But your basket on the front with the takeaway is fine. as this thing, behind you starts to kind of squeal and kind of roar in pain as it gets like bombarded by these like tank shells and stuff like that, as it starts to fall down and kind of start to like crumple, disintegrate from all the little bits that it's made out of. V, how do you want to try and dodge the behemoth alien?
I kind of keeping up with the whole Fast and Furious doing stupid stunts thing. I like to think that like at one point like an arm comes down as it comes to smash at something, and there's a really inconvenient like line of police cars that are like right blocking the road, and she can see the house she has to get to, but there's no way through. And so as this arm comes down and it's kind of got this weird kind of disjointed wrist that's like pressing into the tarmac, just up the side of it and like ramping it up over so she can get out of its way, but also get behind the police cordon to the house she's got to get to.
All right. Roll me speed.
Just all or nothing, full throttle. 16.
That is just enough. So you actually land onto the top of one of the police vans, but you manage to kind of bump off and land onto the road. Police are shouting at you, but as there are more armed response units shooting at this arm that's in the street behind you, and you drive as quick as you can to the end of this road, take a quick right, and now you're in the kind of student flats little kind of block that you need to get to. Susie, how do you dodge the giant alien crazy thing?
Okay, so set the scene for Geo here. Decisive Battle from Neon Genesis Evangelion is playing in her earphones. It's never been more fucking epic. She's in it. She's fighting an angel, but the angel happens to be a big alien Megazord. But she remembers the old saying from her nonna that the closer you are to danger, the further you are from harm. So she slams on her brakes on a little moped, which brings her into line with the legs, like between the feet, like a cat of this fucking big alien Megazord. And she's going to just try and weave around the feet of it because it's going in the general direction she needs to be. So she figures if she's right below it, it can't zap her to death. So she's just going to try and like stay around near its feet before she can zip off and get away.
All right. Roll me squeeze.
I'm going to die. This is how I die.
You're on...
Could be worth it.
You're on hit, right?
Just one for your dice at normal.
Yeah.
10!
You get smushed underfoot as there's a crunch. You get smushed, you get wounded, right? So the bike is no more, but you are so close to the house now that as this thing topples over, crashes, and it takes up the actual park from like way back behind you. It's kind of smoking husk of a giant behind you. You can pull yourself, almost like crawl with the takeaway up the stairs, bleeding all
blood?
The way.
Is it pizza sauce? Yes.
Are we talking about the trail that's being left or the pizza? Also, yes.
Oh god. And with that you can get to the front door of this flat. And so it was a little townhouse. And it looks a bit shoddy, looks a bit maybe student-y-ish maybe, or young adult just out of uni or something. And you hear laughter from inside. The jolly voices of someone shouting that they rolled a crit. And someone comes to the door, and they kind of young guy, glasses. He's like, "Oh yeah, hi. The app. I don't know. I didn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
Are you okay?"
Just she's just like offering it up, just one-handed. Just take it.
And he takes it. He's about to close the door, but then the door opens again, and he's looking down into the bag, and he's like, Where's the pickled pizza?
We were out, I'm sorry. and she's like holding her intestines in.
Well, I want to what? Hang on. How do I get a refund? Can you just get me another one?
All right. Okay. All right. Yeah. I'll be right back.
He just closes the door in front of you.
What?
Millie, so you get to another little like a terrace house on this street, and when you ring the doorbell, you can hear kids shouting from inside, and then an adult voice telling them off, getting them to shut up and sit down. And then a woman comes to the door, middle age. She looks tired and she's wearing.
She looks tired.
Yep, she looks tired. She's wearing kind of office clothing, but like she's taken off kind of shoes and cardigan or whatever, so she's looking a little bit more casual. And drops her hair down from being tied up all day, so it's got that kind of crimp in it. But she looks at you very briefly. Either you're kind of
she
dusty.
She can smell me more than see me. Like
Yeah.
I'm just dripping with sweat. I've got this like very pretentious basket, and I hold it out to her with like this expression on my face that nothing fucking matters anymore, and just go, Gallus goujons in rosemary, crumb, truffle and goat's cheese, straws and lemon and sea salt gelato. I'm afraid the 16-inch family charcuterie oblong was used as a weapon against an alien invasion. Bon appetit.
And you share a look that is exactly the same look of like nothing else matters anymore. She's just like, thanks. And then she closes the door, and from inside you can hear screams of the kids like, where's that shit? And she's just like, just shut up and eat it.
Could not agree more.
V, you come up to a student flat and you can hear the bass of some pretentious trance music that it probably has only been heard by 30 people in East Berlin or something. And it's just kind of this low
college experience.
and it's just kind of this low thump that you can hear from outside. As you
She tries to make herself look as cool as possible, like flips the helmet up, finds the pair of like sunglasses, like really sportsy, kind of like with a reflection on that she puts on before she gets there, zips the jacket up a bit.
So who comes to the door is, have you ever seen a photo of Don in his younger days, in his kind of surfer dude days? Like Don, like with the floppy blonde hair, like bleached hair, like Don comes to the door, like tanned, like surf shorts, like in mid-November. He's like, there are people in the back, girls are wearing hula skirts, people have got like coconut cocktails. There's like, it's a bit dark, someone's got some knockoff Maplin disco lights. That's me, I used to have those. And they're just going in the corner. And then the thump gets kind of louder. Millie, I hosted plenty of these fucking parties. So
I think I've still got a seashell bra somewhere, and I don't know why.
this is a party we're having if we have that get together. We are having a stupid student party.
Luau.
Having a little luau. Yeah. 100%. And he's got like sunglasses like propped up onto his head, and he looks at you and a kind of a flirty look, and he's like, "Oh yeah, hey."
And she does the head nod, like she recognizes the kind of people that the kind of hipsters that these are, and just does a head nod and goes, "2 lots of 30 classic nuggies with the trio of sacred and sacrilegious sauces, 10 katsu nuggies, and a portion of sweet potato fries with rosemary garlic salt."
Yeah, sweet, thanks. Do you want to come inside?
She pulls the glasses down. "Do you have tequila?"
Yeah, come on in. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like, no, no, need a drink after this. turns the app and just holds, as she's going in, she's got like a phone that's in the little plastic thing that comes out of the cradle and just holds the off button until it goes off. It's like, I'm done, I need alcohol.
All right. That's where we'll leave our delivery drivers. I think V's cut out for this life. More monsters, more dangerous takeaway deliveries. Whereas I don't know, Millie's kind of lost the will to live, maybe. And
Yeah.
and Susie will actually die. Gio will actually be dead in about 2 minutes.
Just motorcyclist things. When you choose to ride on two wheels, it's you've already made one stupid decision. So I say this as somebody who rides motorcycles.
That's fair.
Once you've gone that far, you might as well just keep going.
That's fair. You all did very well. There were only like 2 things missing from the deliveries.
One of them was willfully thrown.
Yeah, I liked that.
Just wanted to see what happened.
I love the idea that she was just like used as a weapon, and the other one was just like, okay, and just takes the takeaway. It's like, I don't fucking care.
That's a woman who really hates her job, that where she's like, even that is not as bad as whatever I've dealt with at the office today.
And then I've got to come home just screaming kids.
Yeah.
Well, I
like
think
that.
we accidentally made the perfect RPG, which is a cutting satire of the gentrification of food businesses in a local small town. The big hipster chains do really well. They've got all the best stuff. They still make a profit at the end of the day, but the poor working class family-owned restaurant, their delivery driver is still bleeding to death at the end of the day, and they're still not good enough.
Don't
Also,
make this political. It's just because Roll20 hates you.
Also, just the idea that as delivery drivers, it doesn't matter what is happening in the world, people will still expect their fucking food exactly on time without any sense, compassion, or care for how hellish the current world state is.
Like
Tip
us
your
gaming.
delivery drivers,
We
friends.
have layers.
We're socially conscious.
Yeah. It is my
That
little.
winks.
It's my little homage to takeaway drivers, who on a almost weekly basis deliver beautiful food to this address, and who were some real heroes during last year, and always.
And are the reason I put on nearly 2 stone.
Yes.
Same.
Also, yes.
This.
But we are still
this right here.
grateful.
We're keeping local businesses going.
Mhm.
Well,
Eat in to help out.
We've
Yeah.
just read ourselves
See how that makes
right
more
here on
sense?
stream.
yeah. All right, and also I think it helps that we've kind of done some service jobs. V and I bond a lot over our service industry experience, and I think I haven't delivered food, but there's a universal kind of thing from having to deal with the public who want food. And
Hey,
Any sort of
get pissy
customer
about it.
facing role.
Yeah.
I mean, even in a restaurant, Sam, I'm sure everyone has had it where between the kitchen and the table, something has happened with the food because you've tripped or it's wrong. And a customer will see you trip with the food, injure yourself, and still have the audacity to ask you where their meal is 5 minutes later after having watched exactly where their meal is.
Yeah. Fun times. Well, that, chums, was that game I made. Adventures of Takeaway Delivery Drivers. Thank you so much for playing it with me. I hope you had a good time.
That was
Yeah.
good.
It was a lot of fun.
It's daft. It's a couple hours at a convention. That's the idea. There are Millie asked just before we started, do I need all 3 PDFs? So there are 3 PDFs in the bundle that you buy, or you can just grab if you want to for free. There's basically just different flavors, literally. So there's a fish and chip menu. There's a kebab menu, there's a pizza menu, and they're fashioned exactly like that. So the idea is that you can print them off for a convention. They're a character sheet too. You're meant to scribble all over it, draw your logo, circle the vehicle you want to use. It's meant to be printed and played like that. So that's the idea behind it. And yeah, it's not, we've gone for a couple of hours. It's not a 3-hour kind of epic. It's not a real kind of Juicy Fruits thing, but it was just fun, and I spent more time in InDesign formatting it than I did designing it. Don't tell anyone, but we played it once and it was all right, and fuck it, it does what it needs to do, doesn't it? So yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. So yeah, If you haven't grabbed it already, if you're watching, please do. You can grab it from Drive-Thru RPG. If it's not on our website, I don't know why. Maybe we just haven't done that yet. Probably. It's pay what you want, so you can get it for free, or you can throw us a couple of dollars, couple of quid if you want to. That would be very appreciated as well, obviously. But yeah, and then take it to a convention because they're becoming a thing again now. And then grab a few friends, get them to design whatever. In the playtest I did with Don, we had some weird takeaways. His was like a kind of barbecue thing that only served certain meats or something. Someone else did classic fish and chips. So there's loads of different stuff. You get I think there was a sushi one as well. So you think of all the different cuisines that we now, especially in the UK, have access to through apps or through takeaway and stuff, and you can do anything from classics like Indian and Chinese cuisine to new stuff that you'll get, and even groceries. You could spin this off into any of that kind of delivery stuff now, right? So yeah, good stuff. That was my spiel. That was my sales spiel anyway. It's time for the farewells, I guess. Let's go round. Say hi and bye to everybody. Let us know where you're on the internet, if you're up to anything, if you want to plug anything. Emily's been working hard today, so she can't probably say what that was about, but but you just got some more fan art for Baldur's Gate 3, right? I saw on Twitter.
Yeah, that blows my mind because I'm the narrator in that, and I was not expecting anybody to want to draw that.
It's really cool
but a couple of people have, and there's this overriding sort of stellar power bisexual lighting theme that I'm really fucking digging.
Yeah.
So yeah, that makes me really happy. It makes me really happy whenever anybody spends time making art of characters I've played, because what is that? That's just so fucking cool.
Yeah,
I love it.
Anything you want to plug?
Yeah. Anything I want to plug? Oh, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous came out. You can play with me as part of your team. Wenduag, the spider cat lady. She's a mongrelman. She's she's morally interesting. Let's just say I've never seen a character like her explored in a video game before. It's really fucking cool to see evil characters with genuine motivation that's dug down into. Yeah, I won't give anything away. It's some interesting shit going on there. So you can catch me in that. There's a whole bunch of other stuff announced or on the verge of being announced, and I wish I could tell you half of what's going on at the moment. It's pretty fucking cool. But go follow me over on Twitter as Amelia Tyler, and the same on Twitch. Not sure when I'm next streaming. It may be quite soon, but I keep saying that, and then life does a thing, so fuck knows. But I will be back on Tuesday, hopefully, to play either Phasmo or a similarly spooky themed thing with V and Susie and Tom.
Nice.
Oh, and I went to uni with a bunch of people who were identical to Sam's posh character, and he made me want to chew my own fist off tonight. Just to have something to throw at him.
I'm beginning to learn I'm actually all right at voices.
Yeah,
I never thought I was very good at voices.
Yeah, I felt like I needed to buy a pashmina.
Is that what was I watching? I was watching is it The Windsors on Channel 4 or something? That was just on the other night. And is that really posh kind of kind of accent that just it's weird though, isn't it?
Yeah.
And certain vowel sounds are just I don't know where they've even come from.
All you've got to think about is the fact that you're too lazy and inbred to move your mouth properly. And your tongue is just sort of there to direct air. And that's it.
Yeah. I think there needs to be more of them in After the Fire.
Oh no!
Yes, and I will kill them all.
Please.
That's what the Reachers sound like now in my head.
Good. Well, at least they've progressed from being from Norfolk now.
No. The small folk are always from Norfolk. My small folk, that's my shtick. My small folk are all from Norfolk. Yeah. All right. Susie, you're in the middle there. What have you been playing this week?
Oh god, this week.
Did you get onto that roleplay server in the end yesterday?
I did.
Eventually.
And I did an extremely bad, like, Southern Belle American accent for like 3 hours. It was fun.
On stream?
On stream.
Stunning.
There's a VOD of it.
Nice.
It was mostly me and my friend Lumi, who plays my character's sister on that server, talking to people and then going, so what was his name again? Who are they? We have like exactly 3 seconds of memory on those characters, and it is not intentional. So
I'm like that with
that
names
was
anyway.
basically-
I hear white noise whenever someone tells me their name.
yeah. There is still one guy, the deputy marshal we met on the first day on server, and we'll be like, was he Jeremiah? Was he Zebediah? We just know he's the deputy
Yes.
marshal.
At least you've got a
So-
title
Marshall.
to call him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. That's it. So yeah, I did that, and then I was doing some ghost hunting on Tuesday with these lovely lot. I don't even know what I did on
With
Monday
new,
anymore.
scarier Phasmo.
But we're doing alarmingly well. It's
Yeah,
a
we
bit
were
unnerving.
really successful.
Oh, good
Mhm.
job.
Like, we've moved from like the people that you'll call because you don't have the budget for actual ghost hunters into, oh no, we're like maybe legitimate ghost hunters.
Congrats. Because you were
Yeah.
trashed here when I was watching you, like, back a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
I kind of miss it. I'll be
I
honest.
mean, yeah, you
kind
know,
of miss
that's...
being trashed.
It's
Yeah.
fine. If we play Ghost Hunters Corps, then we'll go right back to being
Okay,
trashed here.
let's do that.
Yeah, we need
So-
to like cycle off Phasmo for a bit so we forget how to play it. So when we come back, we're trashed here. But yeah, so yeah, basically that, and then that's about it really.
Tomorrow
That's
we'll
all
play a
I'm doing.
thing.
Tomorrow we'll play something.
Probably be shit at Sea of Thieves again. Maybe.
Oh, we were really bad when we played.
We were
again.
bad the other week.
Really bad.
I've played more of it recently with kind of chill on. Like me and V played some
Mhm.
merchant stuff the other night, and that was
we
quite
were
nice.
nailing the like getting into dock.
Oh,
Like Sam and I had the whole anchoring and pulling in, like
getting
down.
sloop into dock.
Yeah,
Perfect.
Oh,
that pull up
Yeah.
at Morrow's
Filthy.
Peak. Mm.
Could walk
Just-
off it.
fucking hell. All right, yeah. So I'll be on stream tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. British time, playing something with these two, and James, maybe whoever we can wrangle in.
Lush.
Shout outs to Sam's Grill and Filthy Phillies for being real ones during the pandemic. You made me fat.
V, save us with your nuggies.
Nuggies are amazing. If you
Mm.
want to see more of the cult of the nuggie, then you should show up to my streams on Tuesdays and Fridays where that happens. And
I now
maybe,
really want katsu nuggies.
I think McDonald's did those at one
They
point.
did, didn't they?
Yeah, they were pretty good. Yeah, if you come into the stream, you can grab a link to the Discord where we have an entire bit of our Discord server dedicated to the way of the nugget, of chicken nugget related things. And all sorts of strange channels. Maybe don't scroll down too far. I got asked to put a waifu channel in last night, and
Wait,
nobody
what?
has stopped posting in it. It's just it's been constant since last night.
Is it full of waifus? Or is
It's
it
full of
just...
waifus.
Okay.
Oh, it's full of life.
Susie has been a very main
Okay.
contributor to this channel.
What
Oh.
else would a waifu channel be?
But it might just be
Um,
talking shit. I
Sharing
don't know.
tips.
Sam, read my Discord. Just have a look.
I know, I just haven't had a look yet.
It's a mess. It's amazing.
my
But yeah, you
God.
can find me on Twitch on Tuesdays playing Phasmo, on Fridays with this wonderful lot, and on Monday I will be back over on this channel to run the next episode of Curse Captains of the Curse Captains of Cthulhu, Dreams Beneath the Waves, in which I enjoy taking my players deeper into the mystery of their lost ship, thanks to an incident. And we'll enjoy this time having some surprises for Kurt and Winifred, as opposed to some of our spooky characters,
Nice.
which is going to be fun. And then when that finishes up at some point in the future, I'm going to be doing a Mass Effect run through all of the Mass Effect games.
I have been playing that offline a lot recently. I'm getting through the DLCs. I just played. I'm not spoilers really. I've just played the Mass Effect 3 DLC where you get an apartment and you throw a party, and I'm just like, what is this DLC? What the fuck is going
I
on?
should preface this with I've never played Mass Effect, and I
Neither
got
have I.
gifted the new remastered editions by the wonderful folks at Modifius when I left there. So I haven't even opened the game up to look at it so that I can do the full. You want to see me react to Mass Effect? Just keep an eye out on my stream because that's coming. But otherwise, you can follow me over on Twitter where I sometimes shout about things I'm doing and mostly just shout, please hire me for your tabletop role-playing game and graphic design needs, because I do all of the things: graphic design, writing, editing, proofreading, you name it, I can probably do it at this point.
Can confirm. Can confirm.
Oh, one more thing. I recorded for the Modifius podcast today talking about the tabletop industry and how I got into it and freelancing and things like that and kind of behind the curtain stuff. So I don't know when that's coming out, but maybe go and check that out when it is, if you want to hear me ramble about funny things to do with the industry.
Nice.
There we go.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, we'll have to chat about that when it comes out. That's fun. All right. What as for us? We are Black Cats Gaming. We've just played a game that we made. You can get it on Drive-Thru RPG right now. You can also get our first published game, the Spy game, which is just behind me over here. It's a 5e powered game all about action and espionage. There's lots of spies and shit. It's very cool. You can get that over on our web store at blackcatsgamingshop.com. Follow us on socials. Either follow Black Cats, like on Twitter, on Twitch here, or Black Cats Gaming on Facebook and stuff like that. And we are back, as V said, on Monday with Cursed Captains of Cthulhu, which is the game that we just kickstarted and we're now working on in development. And then soon, in a couple of weeks, we are doing a session 0 for another season of our Hexcrawl campaign for the Spy game. I'm very excited about that. Going to be asking the folks who play with us. Everyone's back, and we're going to be I'm going to be asking them, like, you know, where do you think you guys ended up? And of course, the idea is we're going to be taking down members of the cabinet, right? Like the big bads, the big spectre bads. Yeah. Right, that's the plan. And I've got lots of cool cyberpunk maps that I've been getting off my Patreons that I support that are going to be really, really cool. So I'm really looking forward to that. And next week, either I'm going to get Trek together, or V might run the space hike for us.
Space hike. Yeah, I've never actually properly run a game. That game has never been play tested. I'm
Let's
not
do
afraid
it.
to admit it. So
Let's do it. So we'll come at you with another one shot next week. Right, we've got a choice here, friends. Do we want to raid Fenix Over, our friend Isla, or do we want to raid a Mr. J Britton, who is online as well and apparently just chatting?
I can't be part of this debate because I'm biased.
I
It's
mean,
vote for Fen, right?
It's Fen, right? Let's throw it over.
I only
think
say
she's
Jay
playing. I think
because-
she's playing Red Dead. So
yeah. The only reason I say Jay is because Jay's raid skits are always fucking hilarious.
It's fair.
oh, now you said that. Yeah, let's all have a J Britton
Like
raid
it's...
thing. Because now I'm gonna have to click on it
Plus,
really
then
quick.
we make Jay have to do improv. So
It's
if we're
true.
Yeah,
preparing
he
him for his
hates
Cursed
that.
Captains game on the weekend.
I was going to say, it's just Jay, isn't it? Surely your home life is just him talking shit constantly.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, him doing improv is not him doing improv. He just turns on
just
the
how he
tap
is.
so that the voices that eternally talk in his head
Yeah.
talk out loud. And I'm not joking. It's terrifying.
What's the raid cry? What was your takeaway thing? What was the item that you threw away, Millie?
Charcuterie oblong.
Charcuterie
Can
oblong.
you post that in chat? What?
Yeah, hang on a minute.
Charcuterie oblong. There we go. Cave's got it for us.
Hang on a
I
minute.
think.
Got it.
That's
16-inch
16-inch
family
charcuterie shelf long. Perfect. All right, there
Oh
we go.
God.
So hang around for Jay, watch his hilarious raid skits, and shout that at him, please. That would be fantastic. Let me copy and paste it. Hang on a second. Right, we're off to
Ready.
raid
I'm
now.
ready.
Thanks, friends. See ya. Bye-bye.
Bye.